Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Wrestling Discussions. On this episode, we're going to be talking about tonight's Monday Night Raw, I'll give a couple predictions on some of the match card, as well as talk a little bit about some of the current roster that has been revealed for WWE 2K23, and we're also going to talk a little bit about a potential match from John Cena at Wrestlemania. So starting with Monday Night Raw, we've got a pretty big match card ahead of us. We've got three Elimination Chamber qualifying matches, two of which are men's matches, one of which is a fatal four-way to decide the last woman to go into the Elimination Chamber. The winner of said Women's Elimination Chamber match will fight Bianca Belair at WrestleMania for the Raw Women's Championship. Now, tonight in the fatal four-way, we will see Carmella, Piper Niven, Michin, and Candice LeRae. Now, all four candidates are, all four candidates have their own way about them. All four candidates are special in their own way, are talented in their own way. In my opinion, the two prospects that stand out the most are Piper Niven and Carmella. Carmella, obviously, coming back recently. She hasn't even had a match yet. She just came back last week. This is her first match back. She's been out since, I want to say May, somewhere around May and June. And so this is, I'm sorry, not May or June. June or July, somewhere around there. And so this is a pretty big match for her. This could get her right back into the Raw Women's title position if she's lucky. On top of that, you have Piper Niven, a woman who does have past history with Bianca Belair. On top of that, she's officially back as Piper Niven. At the Royal Rumble, she had come back as her original name. She's no longer Dewdrop, and because of that, I think it's safe to say that you can expect a new set of talent from her, a new set of feistiness in the ring. More. I think she'll be more spiteful. I think her matches will be more entertaining than they were previously. And so she'll definitely, if she were to win this Fatal 4-Way, she will most certainly have a very top spot in the Elimination Chamber match. All that being said, though, this is a Fatal 4-Way. I'm sure all three women will team up to take on Piper Niven if they need to. On top of that, Candice LeRae and Michin are also both very top prospects. Michin has been needing a break like this, as has Candice LeRae, especially considering Candice LeRae hasn't really been treated right since coming back to WWE. She's lost a lot of matches here lately. She hasn't been utilized properly. Michin, on the other hand, was starting to kind of get utilized properly, and then her storyline with the OC kind of went splat for a little while due to the injury of AJ Styles. In fact, we haven't even seen Carl Anderson or Luke Gallows in the ring nor in any segments for the past few weeks now because of that injury of AJ Styles. And so it's put a hindrance on the entirety of the OC. Michin, however, still been pushing strong. She still has a couple victories under her belt. This would be another impressive victory for her to go into Elimination Chamber. However, all that being said, the top woman right now seems to be Carmella. I say this because she even had a segment with Asuka backstage last week, who's already in the Elimination Chamber match, and so it could be foreshadowing, it could be, it could be kind of talking a little bit about what we'll see for Carmella in the future, which could very well be the Elimination Chamber. So in terms of predictions, I've got to go with Carmella, mainly because Michin, I just feel like hasn't really been. It could be Michin. I'm not saying it couldn't be Michin. However, I do strongly think it won't be Candice LeRae, and I do strongly think it won't be Piper Niven. If it is Candice LeRae or Piper Niven, major congratulations to them. However, I just feel as though Piper Niven can easily be teamed up on in this match. I feel like it would make more storyline sense to keep her. Well, I don't know. I think it would be good to put her in the Elimination Chamber, but at the same time, I think maybe keep her out of the chamber. I think this could go many different ways. All in all, though, I'm going to go with Carmella as my final prediction. I think Carmella with her return to the ring, I think she could really put on a great match. I think she might even get over with the fans. I think, like, in terms of being a babyface, maybe she'll come back as a babyface. It seems as though she's coming back as the Queen of Staten Island gimmick again, instead of whatever that other gimmick was that she was doing, how many months ago. And so this could very well put her over. This could very well transcend her into something if she's used properly. Even if she loses at the Elimination Chamber, which, let's be honest, it's very likely she won't actually win the Chamber match, it will still be very entertaining, I think. And I think, just like the Royal Rumble, the select few that are in the Elimination Chamber, the 6 women that will be in the Chamber, I think it will give them a major opportunity to really show their in-ring wrestling capabilities, Carmella being one of them if she's utilized properly. Now, that being said, would I like to see Candice LeRae or Michin or Piper Niven? Absolutely. But in terms of storyline, in terms of what I think will happen, I think hands down it's going to be Carmella. Now, I don't know what the other two one-on-one elimination matches are for the Elimination Chamber. My assumption is that it's going to involve Ali and Bobby Lashley in some way. There's also been talk that Brock Lesnar is going to be at both Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania, which is interesting. Brock Lesnar doesn't usually do back-to-back pay-per-views. However, it seems that he's making an exception, potentially. Whether he actually wrestles at Elimination Chamber or just makes an appearance, I'm not sure. We could see him make an appearance and take on Bobby Lashley at Elimination Chamber, like, from behind, or we could see him actually wrestle at Elimination Chamber. If we were to see him wrestle at Elimination Chamber, my thought on that is Brock Lesnar is going to be on Monday Night Raw tonight, and he's going to attack Bobby Lashley and cost him the Chamber match. Cost him the qualifying match. However, I think it would make more sense to give Bobby the win tonight in his qualifying match and then attack him at Elimination Chamber. However, all that being said, I think Bobby Lashley, I'm tired of seeing the same people for the U.S. belt. We've seen Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, and it feels like it's the same old, same old. Going into Elimination Chamber, the only new faces we are getting in this match are Bronson Reed and... Who else is there? I want to say it's Bronson Reed and Johnny Gargano. Those are the only 2 new faces we're getting going into this Chamber match. Other than that, Seth Rollins is, same old, same old. Theory, obviously the U.S. champion, he's been in this rivalry with Seth and Bobby. And so if Bobby gets in, I feel like it's just going to be the same old, same old. I feel like we're just, we're not going to get new faces. We're not going to get new people for the U.S. belt, which is a little disappointing. Now, we also will potentially see more things between the Judgment Day and Edge and Beth. My hope is that Edge is there tonight. My hope is that Edge actually cuts a promo tonight and he doesn't just make a simple appearance. I would love to see Edge maybe confirm a match at Elimination Chamber, maybe confirm a match for WrestleMania. One of the two, either which would be very entertaining, I think. Edge obviously is very good with his mic skills. He's had how many years to work on them, how many years to develop them. I would love to see any promo he does. I think it would be very entertaining. On top of that, we've got the potential main event. I'm assuming it's going to be the main event. I hope it's the main event. A steel cage match between Bayley and Becky Lynch. Now, this is very, very interesting. Obviously, my prediction for this is Becky Lynch. I feel as though this is finally the end to their rivalry. They've had a rivalry, I want to say, since SummerSlam, due to the simple fact... Honestly, they've had a rivalry, let's be honest, they've had a rivalry all the way back since their NXT days. And they are finally kind of using the fact that Bianca Belair has already taken care of Becky Lynch and already taken care of Bayley to kind of set these two aside and let them kind of have their own moment, their own rivalry, which I think is great. I think this could potentially be one of the best women rivalries that is outside of a championship match. And I say that because everyone would probably say, oh, well, what about Charlotte and Becky? They always fought for a title, though, right? Like, when have you seen them really fight in a singles match without a title? Same with Sasha and Charlotte. Same with Sasha and Becky. Same with Bayley and Charlotte. Same with Bayley and Sasha. This is a potential rivalry between two of the four horsewomen that does not have a title in the picture. And so that would be super cool, right? Because this is a rivalry all on its own, no title picture, strictly Bayley and Becky. It's going to be in a steel cage. I'm assuming Becky has what it takes to take care of Damage Control as well. I'm hoping Damage Control doesn't get too involved. Obviously, we saw what happened the last time they tried to do a steel cage match. I really, really, really want to see this steel cage match tonight. I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be super entertaining. My prediction is Becky Lynch. I think Becky is going to win, and I think going into WrestleMania, this is going to, push them into something a little bigger maybe. I'm not too sure. However, one way or another, I think hands down Becky Lynch is going to win tonight. Or we will either Becky Lynch is going to win tonight, or we could potentially see a new member of Damage Control. And I say this because I just get the feeling that maybe Bayley has something up her sleeve. Either way, I think this is going to be entertaining because I think Bayley is one of those wrestlers. She reminds me a lot of Dr. Britt Baker in the sense that she's one of those heels that you expect to lose because of like the way she carries herself and because of her promo work. You expect her to lose in the sense that she always relies on other people, right? However, I could very well see her coming out on top in this if that's what WWE wanted to do, if that's what Triple H wanted to do. If they wanted to make this rivalry last longer and, continue it down the road with her and Becky, they could have Bayley win, but they could also have Becky win because I think Bayley could still want to continue the rivalry afterwards. Either way, though, I think going into this match, I think prediction-wise, I've got to go with Becky Lynch. Just due to the simple fact that I think they have brought so much intensity into this rivalry that it's coming to an end, and Bayley already has one major victory over Becky Lynch, and I think it's time that, Becky gets her victory over Bayley. And so my prediction is going to be Becky Lynch. Now, moving on from Monday Night Raw, I know there's still a few more things I could probably talk about involving Monday Night Raw, but I don't want to stay, too long talking specifically about Raw. So I'm going to move on to WWE 2K23 roster. Now, obviously we have our main guys like Drew McIntyre, Alexa Bliss, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, etc., etc., etc. New people to expect that weren't in the last game. Cody Rhodes, obviously, he's been a major headline for this. Alba Fire, that's new. In fact, back when she was even Kaylee Ray, she wasn't even in the game, and so that's certainly new. We also got Wes Lee. He's no longer DLC. He's officially in the game. He was in 2K22. He was DLC. Now he is just a immediate playable character. Same as that of Axiom. Axiom's been confirmed for the game, which I think is really cool. I'm honestly very impressed with that. Same with Braun Breaker. He's set for the game, which I'm more than excited for. I think I'm so set to see Braun in this. We're also going to see... We've also got... I feel like there's more... There's someone else I'm forgetting. I can't think of that many other people. However, what I will say is this is only the so far revealed roster. There is supposed to be well over 100 members in the roster from what I heard. The revealed roster so far is only up to like 62, and so I'm pretty sure we're going to get a lot more people in the roster when it actually comes out. So I wouldn't stress too much on the current reveals. I will say potential wrestlers I would love to see in the game, Indy Hartwell being one of them. I'd also really like to see Piper Niven, as well as Michin. She might have been confirmed, I can't remember. But I would love to see, there's a number of wrestlers. All in all, though, I can't wait. The only thing, I think the only complaint I have, he might end up being DLC. However, someone I would like to see come into the game, which I don't think he will, seeing as his contract was only signed a couple months ago, and he hasn't even made a TV appearance yet. Dragon Lee. I would kind of like to see Dragon Lee in the game. Probably not for a little while still, but maybe in 2K24 we'll see him. Hopefully, Ilya Dragunov is an actual character this time and not DLC. I would love to see him be a genuine, like a immediate playable character. I'm a major Ilya Dragunov fan. But all in all, there's still so much to expect. In terms of pre-order, if you pre-order the game, you get Bad Bunny. If you get the Icon Edition, you get Brock Lesnar from 2002, you get Randy Orton from 2002, you get John Cena from 2002. In fact, I think you get a couple different John Cenas, and you also get the Leviathan version of Batista, so keep all that in mind for when you're shopping for the game, when you're determining which edition you want to buy. Now, one last topic for tonight's episode, John Cena at Wrestlemania. There's been a lot of talk brewing here lately about, is John Cena going to wrestle at Wrestlemania? And the answer is, I don't know. It sounds as though he's doing a new film that's going to be taking him from February to March, so WrestleMania is in April. However, if they want to do an actual good match, and not just make it a quick little segment, a quick little 3-minute match, their best bet is to wait. In the sense that John Cena will have to, he'll have to get ring ready, he'll have to work out. It'll take a couple months most likely for him, and to go from March to April 1st so quickly, I don't think it would work well enough. Like I don't know if John would be ready in time. In my personal opinion, I'm sure he could do it, but that's so much pressure to put on one guy, and it's also a lot in the sense that you want the match to be done correctly and not be sloppy. And so, all in all, though, some people seem to think it'll happen. Some people seem to think it won't. Me personally, in case anyone's wondering where I stand, I don't think it'll happen. John Cena, especially after the promo he cut on SmackDown the last time he wrestled, which was, I think, 2 months ago. Maybe, yeah, I think it was around 2 months ago. The promo that he cut, talking about how he was so grateful for letting them wrestle, for the fans letting him wrestle for 20 plus years. I don't know, it just kind of sounded like a bit of a goodbye in the sense that he's not going to wrestle very often anymore. And so I don't think we're going to see him come back anytime soon. In my opinion, I don't think we're going to see him come back in 2023 for quite some time, at least not at WrestleMania. That's my personal opinion. We could very well see him. We don't know what the future holds. There's been a lot of talk that he's going to have a segment with Austin Theory. There's been a lot of talk he's going to fight Austin Theory for the U.S. title. So I'm really not sure what to think at this point. However, my opinion is he's not going to be at WrestleMania. That's just where I stand. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude tonight's episode. Sorry if it was a little short, and if it was a little too long, feel free to comment that down below as well. As always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.